times C, all of that over 2A. I know that looks complicated, but the more you use it, you'll see it's actually not that bad. And this is a good idea to memorize. So let's apply the quadratic equation to this equation that we just wrote down. So I just said, and look, A is just the coefficient on the X term, right? B is just the coefficient. A is the coefficient on the X squared term. B is the coefficient on the X term. And C is the constant. So let's apply it to this equation. What's B? Well, B is -9, right? We can see here. B is -9. A is -10. C is 1, right? So if B is -9, so let's say that's -9 plus or minus the square root of -9 squared, 81, minus 4 times A is -10, minus 10 times C, which is 1. I know this is messy, but hopefully you're understanding it. And all of that over 2 times A. Well, A is -10, so 2 times A is -20, right?
We're not even starting yet.
So let's simplify that. Negative times -9, that's +9, plus or minus the square root of 81. We have a -4 times a -10. This is a -10. I know it's very messy. I really apologize for that. Times 1. So -4 times -10 is 40, positive 40. Positive 40. And then we have all of that over -20. Well, 81 plus 40 is 121. So this is 9 plus or minus the square root of 121 over -20. Square root of 121 is 11. So I'll go here. Hope you don't lose track of what I'm doing. So this is 9 plus or minus 11 over -20. And so if we said 9 plus 11 over -20, that is 9 plus 11 is 20. So it's 20 over -20, which equals -1. So that's one root. That's 9 plus, because this is plus or minus. And then the other root would be 9 minus 11 over -20, which equals minus 2 over -20, which equals 1 over 10. So that's the other root. So if we were to graph this equation, we would see that it actually intersects the x-axis, or f of x equals 0 at the point x equals -1 and x equals 1/10. I'm going to do a lot more examples in part 2 because I think, if anything, I might have just confused you with this one. So I'll see you in the part 2 of using the quadratic equation.
Okay. Does that make sense a little bit?
I guess so.
Was the quadratic equation kind of confusing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a little confusing at first, but trust me, you're going to get the hang of it. It's going to be super helpful. So here, I'll take one back from you. And then we'll probably watch more videos later on. But, so, you can put your computer away, and we're going to focus on this book right here. Okay, so these graphs right here are called parabolas.
They are?
Yes. So it's also known as a quadratic equation. Now that means normally, our last equations, it was y equals 2x plus 8, right?
Yeah.
These ones, it's going to be y equals 2x squared plus 3x minus 4. Does that make sense? So they're adding a little squared in there. So you have an x squared, an x, and then a constant.
That. Oh, God, this is going to be stressful.
It's not going to be stressful. You're going to be super great at it. Now, these are the parabolas. When it opens up like a smiley face, it's a positive graph, okay?
When it's a sad face, is it negative?
Yep, and then the sad face, the frowny face, is a negative.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. If it's a positive, it's a smiley face. If it's a negative, it's a sad face.
Yep.
Like when I think about negative thoughts, it makes me think of sad face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if this right here, this ax squared was negative, you'd be looking at a graph like that.
Yeah.
But because it's positive, we're looking at a graph like this, a big smiley face.
Oh.
And so when it moves on, it talks about the axis of symmetry. Do you know what that means?
No.
Basically, what it means is the line that you can draw that would perfectly reflect the graph. Does that make sense? So if you flipped this side onto this side over that line, they would match up perfectly.
Oh God.
What?
I don't like where this is going. I don't like where this is going.
Why?
It's making it look more complicated than it usually was.
No, it's just one line. That's it. That's the end of axis of symmetry.
Oh really? That's it?
It's just the line
do
that reflects it.
Do I need to all do that in the graphing paper?
Not yet. We're moving on to that. We're just gonna look at it and talk about it for a little bit before we start graphing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So we're gonna do that tomorrow.
It depends on how far we get today.
Okay.
So the axis of symmetry is the line, right, that makes this graph symmetrical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Line.
And then the vertex. What do you think that means?
The vertex, I forgot. I forgot what the vertex was.
That's okay. The vertex is the point on the graph, right? Like the point. Right there, the lowest point is the vertex. And right here, the highest point is the vertex. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
So this is your axis of symmetry, and this is your vertex.
So does it say like what number is it?
These ones are just examples, but like on these ones, what do you think the vertex is of this graph?
This one.
What does it say?
Negative. It says -2 and -9.
There you go. That's the vertex.
Oh.
Where would the axis of symmetry be?
Here.
What number is that?
10, -2, -2, 10.
So this is 0, right?
Yeah.
So it's -2. Because remember, it's just the line. It's not a single point. It's the whole line.
I have no idea.
You're right. It's -2.
-2 and.
It's just -2. Does that make sense?
Oh, that's it. Just that. That's
because it follows -2 the whole way. It doesn't change.
Oh, the vertex is like the answer.
Sometimes, yeah. Okay. So let me take a look at this real quick. I can't read upside down. Okay. So this gives us a little equation to help us find the axis of symmetry, because sometimes it won't be on the line like that. Sometimes the axis of symmetry will be in the middle.
Oh.
So it's hard to find. So it gives you this equation right here. I'm going to box it so you don't lose it. X equals -b over 2 times a.
Oh, what on earth is? Do I really do it like that? That's just gonna be that's just way over the board. It's just
No, it's not. It's so easy, and I'm going to show you. Ready? So this is your quadratic equation. They're all going to look like this, right?
Yeah.
So when you're trying to find the axis of symmetry, you're going to plug in your b and make it negative. So that means whatever's right here in this spot with 1x, you're going to put right here on top and give it a negative. Okay?
Oh.
And then over 2 times a. So whatever's in the a spot, right here, you're going to put it down there and multiply it by 2.
Oh, okay. So.
Okay? So let's use an example, this one right here. Ready?
Oh.
You see that equation?
I did like 2. Well, I did like 2 of them.
These?
2 of them.
These were, remember, do you see the x squareds on these? These are linears.
Linears?
Yeah, these are linear ones.
Oh, okay.
Because you did all these, and then we wanted to do the last 2. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I did.
Do you want to do these or do you just want to skip them?
Skip.
Okay. I think you know this pretty well. So let's practice on this one. If you want to find the axis of symmetry of this equation, you can show me how to do that.
I don't know.
You don't have to do the math yet. Just plug in the numbers, okay? So you're going to do x equals.
X equals
Negative b.
Negative b.
So which one's the b?
That equals negative 5.
Let's look right here. Which one's the b?
Oh, 4. My
Mhm.
bad.
So negative 4.
Negative 4
And then over
over
2 times a. So which one's the a?
X. Ah! My gum.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I can't eat that anymore.
Okay. Let's find the trash can for you. Might have to go to the other room to toss it. Oh, it's right behind you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna be still there.
Okay, so we're right here, right? We have negative b, which is negative 4, over 2
X.
times a. Now we can't put an x in there, right? Because we want just numbers.
Negative 5. And that 4, I mean 4.
It's still this one, right? This is still the a spot.
I have no idea.
Hey, it's okay. I'm explaining it to you. Okay? Since there's nothing in front of this x, that means it's an imaginary 1.
So it's a 1, huh? I gotta do it like this.
Times 1.
Like this.
That works.
B equals.
So remember it's x equals
2a.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay, so this is it. You're doing it. So do you want to finish this math?
Yeah. Well, that means this one. Oh God, I forgot.
So what should you do first?
You should divide.
Well, it's multiply the bottom first. Yeah.
So that means this one would be negative 4 2.
There you go. And then you divide.
That would equal 2.
Is that a positive or a negative?
2.
Mm-hmm. There you go. See how easy that was? You did so well.
Yeah, I just realized it. At least you helped me out.
And so if your x equals negative 2, do you see that this is that graph? X equals negative 2.
I'm gonna check what time is it. It's 8:22.
So we still got some math to do. Okay. Let me read upside down. I'm not that talented.
I remember last week I had to lay down. So I was tired.
Yeah, you were pretty tired, huh?
Yeah. How do I look?
How do you look?
Yeah.
You look awake.
I do. But grumpy at the same time.
It's okay. Sometimes we can be grumpy a little bit, but you gotta remember to focus on the positives, right? Your whole life can't be grumpy. That would just be so sad.
Yeah, I won't be as grumpy.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to use the same equation, and we are going to find the X-intercepts using graphing. Sorry, we're going to factor first. Do you remember how to factor?
I forgot.
It's okay, we're going to do it together, okay? So grab a pencil.
Where I write it at?
Just do it on this side, because we're still doing that one, okay? So you have x squared plus, is it 4x?
4, I guess. 4x, yeah, 4x.
Minus 5 equals 0. So this is what we're working with, right?
Yeah. Equals 0.
Now remember with factoring, you use this kind of funny thing. Do you remember this?
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda?
Yeah. Kinda remember it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to keep working on it.
I did.
No. When we factor, we want two multiples that multiply to this number, right?
Yeah.
So what numbers can you multiply to get 5?
I don't know. You can't. You can't do that.
There's two numbers you can do.
2
2 times 2 equals
4.
so 5 times 1, right?
5 times 1.
Yeah, that's okay. It's a hard one, right? You don't seem to. It's hard to think about that one.
Yeah.
So we know that our numbers are going to be at 5.
I thought it would be like some. I just realized it would be 5 and 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so any of our numbers, they can only be a 5 and a 1. Because that's all that multiplied 5.
That's the only thing you can multiply with.
Mm-hmm.
Only 5 and 1.
Yep. But then we want our 5 and 1 to either add or subtract to equal
So you
4.
Yeah. Well, 5 minus 1 is 4.
So let's try plus 5 and minus 1.
Plus 5 and minus 1.
Yep.
And that'll equal 4. That'll equal 4x.
Mm-hmm. So let's double check it. Ready? So x times x equals
X times x equals 2.
x squared, right?
X squared. I mean.
Uh-huh.
You made plus squared.
Oh, I did. Whoops. Let's do an x. Okay. And then x times negative 1 equals
negative x, whatever, negative 1x.
yeah, negative x. Remember that 1 is invisible.
Negative x, I bet. Sorry.
It's okay. And then here we have what's 5 times x?
Negative. Plus 5x.
Mm-hmm. Plus 5x, right? And then 5 times negative 1.
That's times negative 1.
Uh-huh.
5. Negative 5.
There you go. So if we have x squared,
That looks confusing.
that's okay. And we have 5x minus x would be plus 4x, right?
Yeah.
Minus 5. So boom, you factored right. Good job. Now, we're going to find our x-intercepts from this, from your factoring, okay? So I'm going to erase that, what we just did, because we don't need that anymore.
And we don't need it anymore.
You did it. So that was just double checking our work. We wanted to make sure we did our factoring right.
And then that was plus 5.
Remember, it's minus 5.
Minus 5? Okay.
Because we had 5 times negative 1. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so now to find our x-intercepts from the graph, we're going to use our factoring. We have to set each side equal to 0. Okay?
That means that would be like 5 times 0.
So you're going to set each side equal to 0.
Put each side equal to 0.
So if you see it, they did it right here. That's their factoring. And then they set it equal to 0.
Yeah.
Okay? So
This is going to be a lot of work.
it's not a lot. You're doing so good.
Well, will I at least need help for this?
Yeah, I'm going to be here to help you the whole time. I'm not going to leave, I promise.
Okay.
Okay, now we have to finish it. So what we do to finish it is x right here has to be all by itself. So to get x by itself, we would have to move the numbers. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So that means x equals negative 5 and x equals positive 1.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, at least I can try to understand that.
So you see how it says it right there?
So yeah, now I'm getting it.
So these are your X-intercepts. Every parabola is going to have 2 of them. Okay?
Okay.
Now, our X-intercept is where it crosses the X-axis, remember?
Yeah.
So we're still on this graph right here.
Yeah.
This one's a little different, but the X-intercepts on this graph are, oh no, it's the same. We did it. It's the same graph. X equals -5. That's where it crosses. And X equals +1. That's where it crosses.
Okay, now I
Does
get
that
it.
make sense?
We have to do it like this and this.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah. See, you're doing so good. So good.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's all on this page. Do you have any questions?
Do I need, am I gonna get help?
Help? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to be here to help you the whole way. I'm not going to leave you on your own.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to flip the page and see what it's going to have us do, okay?
Oh boy, that's great. I totally like when I have to do stuff like this.
Don't you remember the last time we did this? We just talked about it. And we're just going to talk about it this time. Just to make sure that we understand it, right?
Yeah.
So remember, don't look at these ones, right?
Okay.
We're looking at the X and the Y values, right? That's just a table. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's -7, -6. 16, I mean, -7, 16. -6 and 7, -4 and -5, -3 and -8, -1, -8, 2 and 7, and 3 and 16.
Now these are all points that you can find on that parabola. Okay, and the reason they skipped numbers is just because they wanted whole numbers, right?
Yeah.
So on a parabola, this one doesn't show it.
Okay. What happens if it doesn't show?
Hold on, this table doesn't explain it super well, but you're gonna have repeating numbers. Okay.
Okay.
So, I guess I didn't explain that right. So it's just going to be kind of close to each other. So when you see -1, 2, and 3, this could be the start of your parabola. Does that make sense?
Well, how many problems are we going to do today?
As many as we can get through.
Oh, God.
So let's look at this graph. Where are X-intercepts?
Now I want a nap.
Where are your X-intercepts?
Yeah. X-intercepts is here.
So it would be X equals -5 and 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then if they ask you your axis of symmetry, do you remember that one?
I guess down here.
So what number would that be at?
-2 and -9. -2 and
Because remember, it's just one number. X equals
-2.
-2. Okay? Because it just goes on -2, this whole line.
I want to check the time. It's 8:33 and I only have a few minutes left until math is over.
We still got a little bit. Remember, it ends at 55. So right there. That is your axis of symmetry at X equals -2. Okay?
Yeah.
And your vertex is -2, 9, right?
I'm stressing out because I don't want to do this.
Why are you stressing out?
I don't like that. I don't like doing these types of math.
We haven't even started yet.
Yeah, we didn't even start. I'm already stressed.
You don't need to be stressed if you haven't started it. Because I'm here to help you the whole way. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's take a couple deep breaths. Let's relax. There you go. Good job. There you go. Okay. We're just going to start on these first 5.
Okay, that's the only thing we're doing today?
So far. I want to see how far we can make it. But read the instructions first for questions 1 through 5
Find the x and y intercepts of each parabola.
Parabola. There
Okay.
you go. So all you have to find is the x and y intercepts.
Yeah.
And we just did that, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to graph it. You don't have to find the vertex or the
We have to
axis
find.
of symmetry.
We have to find the parabola.
Huh?
Parabola. We need to find the parabola.
These are your parabolas. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So each one is the parabola, and you're finding the x and y intercepts.
Okay.
Okay? So let's do it on the back of this one. Okay? Because I made a graph for you for when we do graph stuff. Okay? So let's start with number 1. Here's your pencil.
On the back? Why are we doing it on the back? Oh.
Because you're doing math. You're not graphing it, remember?
I forgot.
Okay, so the first thing you do is you set it equal to 0. So you'd have x squared minus 4x plus 3 equals 0. Perfect. Remember the next part?
The next part, I forgot.
It's okay. We're doing our factoring.
Oh yeah, I gotta do this.
Okay. Now, what numbers multiply to equal 3?
Yeah, equal to 3.
3, 1. 3 and 1. So that's the numbers we're going to use.
Yeah, I got it.
Now, when we our numbers 3 and 1 have to equal -4.
You have to -4. You have to do x -3.
-3.
-3 plus x plus 4. X plus 1.
Let's see. -3 plus 1 equals.
Plus 1 equals.
-2.
Oh,
right?
wait.
We want it to equal -4.
-1.
Yeah,
1.
so we'll do it -1.
My bad, I forgot.
That's okay. You're doing good. Okay, now the next part, you gotta set these equal to 0, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So x minus 3 equals 0.
X minus 3 equals 0.
Equal to 0 for both of them. There you go. Now what's the next part?
I know. Equals x 3 and x equals 1.
That is your X-Intercepts.
There,
You're all done.
that's it?
Yep, that's it.
That's easy.
Exactly. See, it's nothing to stress about. You're doing so good. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, I want you to start it.
Okay. So this one has the same thing like it has before. And I'm gonna make it x2 -4 and -5 equals 0. See, 838. What? So you say what equals to 5?
Yeah, they have to multiply to 5 and then add to -4.
That means it would equal. That means it would equal. That would equal plus. So it would equal to this number over here.
Well, so let's start off. What two numbers multiply to 5?
5 and 1.
5 and 1. So that's our numbers. And we have 5 and 1. We have to add or subtract them to equal -4.
So that means it would equal x equals plus 1. Right? Yes.
Okay, what's the next part?
That means I would do x negative 5 equals 0 and x plus 1 equals 0. So that means this is equal to a plus, so it would equal 5, and this one would equal to -1.
You're so good at that. You got it right.
I did?
Yep. And you didn't even need my help. You did it all by yourself. Okay, ready? Next one.
Even though I stress about math, I'm still good. I'm still good at it.
Mm-hmm.
This one is just plus x. This one is just x2 equals 2x. So what I do here, if there's nothing, do I just do equals 0?
Mm-hmm. You still have to set it equal to 0.
I define what equals to 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2, 1. And then you just add this one's a 1.
Oh, hold on. Let me take a look, okay?
What?
So this one's a little hard to factor, right?
Oh, I did it wrong.
Well, so let's look at it. Let's double check our factoring, right? So we have x squared minus x
Yeah, minus x.
plus 2x. So that's x squared plus x.
X squared plus x.
Uh-huh.
X
Minus 2.
X squared plus x. Do it like this.
Mm-mm. So when we finish factoring, you get x squared plus x minus 2. Does that match that?
Yeah.
X squared plus x minus 2.
2? Equal 1?
It's okay. It's okay. It just doesn't match, right? That's not the exact same equation we have. So because this one doesn't have a constant, you have to take something out. Okay? So our factoring, what we're going to do is we're going to take out an x. You see how both factors have an x?
Yeah.
We're going to take one out. So that leaves us with x plus 2.
Okay, I gotta erase this.
Mm-hmm.
x plus 2.
Because we're taking out an x. So now we have to set it equal to 0. Right? This x doesn't have anything, so it's x equals 0.
X equals 0.
And then you have x plus 2 equals 0.
Okay.
And then you gotta finish it.
Negative 2, and then it would equal x equals negative 2.
There we go. So your x-intercepts are 0 and negative 2.
X is 0 and negative 2. Oh, that seems easy. So
Okay, ready? Now number 4.
number 4, and then we're done.
Not quite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why do we have to do more?
Remember, I want to get all the way to 5.
Well, I meant to say if we're done 5, then we're done.
No, we don't have time for anything else.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? So let's do number 4.
Yeah. The time of year where all So, I'm trying to remember. This one would equal x. It equals 6, 2 because 6, 2 is 12, right?
6 times 2 is 12, but is 6 plus 2 7?
6 plus 2 7. 6. What?
Remember, the two numbers have to multiply
I have to make it.
to 7. Sorry, multiply to 12.
Do I make 12 and 1?
Let's see, what's 12 minus 1?
11. 6, 1.
6 times 1 equals 6. Remember, we want it to equal 12.
What? I don't understand.
What are two numbers that multiply 12? There's 6 and 2, and there's 12 and 1. There's some others you're forgetting.
I guess. I'm trying time. I guess make it into a negative.
Remember, our 12 is a positive. So when we multiply our numbers, they still have to equal a positive.
So 6. God, I'm so dumb.
You're not dumb. I think you're just kind of blanking on this one, huh? These two numbers equal 12, right?
Yeah. Oh.
And they add to
It's 4, 3.
7. Yep, there you go. 4, 3. So factor in 4, 3.
4, 3. So that means that would equal this. This one would be. This one would be 4x4 and x negative 3. So that will make it negative 7.
And a positive 12. There you go. Good job. So now what do you have to do next?
I have to do is x minus 4 equals 0 and x minus 3 equals 0 plus 4 plus 3 would equal x equals 4 and x equals 3.
You nailed it. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one.
Alright. And then we're all done
We're all done for today.
we're gonna do more. So we're gonna do more of it tomorrow.
I think so, yeah. I think we're doing a little bit more book work tomorrow.
And
And then on Wednesday, we're going to do IXL.
well, tomorrow we'll do 6 through 10, and then Wednesday is IXL.
Yeah. I want to make it through more than 6 through 10 tomorrow, though.
Okay.
Okay.
I might forget tomorrow.
That's okay. We'll just go over it again.
All right. So what equals 1 is we have to do it. We have to do it like it's 2 and 1. We have to do 2 and 1, right?
Remember, when you multiply, it has to equal 1. And when you add, it has to equal 2.
So 1, 2.
So what times what equals 1?
What times what equals 1?
Mm-hmm.
1.
Mm-hmm. 1 times 1. And they add 2.
1. I put 1, 1.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So that means I make it x minus 1 and x minus 1. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we make it into a x equals negative 1 put 0 x negative 1 equals 0. So we do it like this. I got x, 1, and 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we're all done for today.
We are all done for today. Let's clean up.
All right. I will clean up.